Hey, good morning or afternoon, everyone. I'm Ryan Leidig. I am the product manager for our logistics APIs here at Mapbox. And here we're going to talk about staying on time and on track with Mapbox's navigation products. Joining me today, I have Shrey, who is our head of our navigation API. We have Mike, who is our product manager for Navigation SDK. Ilya, who is a product manager for our Maps GPT, and Anala, who is our head of our direction services. And we'll be talking, Anala's here just for the Q&A and to keep us all on track. First, we're going to start to look at some big trends in the navigation space and how Mapbox products support companies to build effective location strategies. Then we're going to dig into some specifics of the Mapbox services and new features and save some time for the Q&A at the end. Just a reminder, please use the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen to submit questions and to chat for other things. It just makes it easier for us to organize our answers. So let's go consider the case of Picnic. Picnic is Europe's fastest growing online supermarket with a unique business model having no B2C locations, bespoke homemade electric vehicles, and a highly engaged customer base. They're using Mapbox Navigation SDK for a purpose-built turn-by-turn navigation system that equips their fleet for efficient grocery delivery, even through narrow European streets and with a custom EV delivery van that has several routing restrictions. With Mapbox services, they're planning not only the delivery driver experience via their own driver app, but also delivery planning and dispatch around 4 shifts every day. Picnic's a perfect example of the 3 big trends we're tracking in navigation right now, and that any location-savvy developer should be prepared to build for. First, and the biggest one we think is the electrification of navigation. More and more companies are changing their vehicle fleets to electric, along with individual household consumers. The number being thrown around right now is the total cost of ownership will be reduced by 40% using electric vehicles. This changes the parameters that need to be accounted for when optimizing routes and the driver experience. Second, more and more companies are realizing how modern navigation technologies can be harnessed proactively to enhance their pre-delivery planning. Not only do they want to inform their drivers or customers about current live conditions, they want to be able to anticipate those conditions and plan accordingly. This means some big data crunching when it comes to location intelligence, traffic, routing, and optimization. And the third one is customization, and it's the key for optimized navigation experience, as well as internal branding. Developers and companies don't want generic one-size-fits-all solutions. They want to tailor navigation to the particular needs of the fleet, the driver, and customer base. Developers who want flexibility over how navigation features behave. For example, what situations should prevent a route from being calculated versus a reroute, or just provide a warning ahead about potential issues. These trends also point to the business value of smart navigation integration, and it goes far beyond just turn-by-turn directions or getting from point A to point B. These are all potential impact areas for navigation to add value for your company. It starts with a business strategy and planning. Navigation services help to model a distribution network, estimating the time on the road, and storehouse or warehouse location planning. When it comes to customer experience, navigation services and data enable app features that keep customers engaged and happy. For example, in-app navigation and order tracking features enhance time spent in-app, boost customer retention, and to provide a cohesive in-app experience throughout the entire order process. For your drivers on the road, perhaps fleet or delivery drivers, or even gig drivers, navigation services integrate within the primary app that they're using, boost driver safety and performance. Building with a custom navigation lets you account for unique needs of the drivers, their orders, or their vehicles, and respond in real time to changing conditions on the road with their delivery tasks. And a company's backend operations, navigation solutions improve ETA accuracy and on-time deliveries, maximize fleet utilization, and can generate a ton of data for analytics and attracting business partner. Let's take a quick look at how these trends and opportunities are supported by Mapbox products, and especially our latest features. Mapbox Navigation, we know, is not one product. It's a robust and evolving foundation that provides both modular components like our Directions APIs or Matrix APIs and fully assembled solutions like the Navigation SDK or Mapbox Dash that bring together the core components into a cohesive, ready-to-deploy package. Several of these products are new this year or have had some major enhancements. Let's start with Shrey and talk how we've been building for the electrification trend.
Hey everyone, I'm very excited about electrification. We know electrification is the biggest trend we see in automotive. It's happening across the navigation space, and it's happening fast. We what we say internally at Mapbox, we see this as a once in a lifetime transformation in the automotive industry. And it's not just automotive; it's beyond fleets. It's commercial fleets, both from first mile delivery, taking your stuff from manufacturing to warehouses, for efficiencies to last mile and deliveries in different modalities. We see electrification happening for urban mobility systems like pickup scooters, e-bikes, e-mopeds. The common goal remains the same: ultimate sustainability for mobility for everyone, improving cost efficiencies and lower carbon footprint. Um, but despite the increasing popularity of electric vehicles and the market share, what we see remains 1/10 the total car sales in the United States. The latest statistics what we get. The current state of the EV driving experience is not ideal. It has several challenges. One of them we all know is the range anxiety, that you'll end up with a dead car at the middle of the road. Unreliable charging stations. Sometimes these chargers are overcrowded and overparked without having active charging session. And the sheer frustration for the end user for need to handle multiple applications to handle payments. This not only impacts the customers, but it also poses challenges for developers serving products in the automotive space or for consumer navigation. We all want to offer user-friendly cars which have dependable charging options and navigation systems. Charging operators also, on the other hand, face issues with station availability data. They result in revenue loss for them and dissatisfied customers. We believe the situation will worsen with the influx of more vehicles which gets added onto the existing system, which already is inadequate. The good news is that Mapbox is building solutions for these challenges, which will benefit customers, OEMs, charging network providers alike. You may have heard from Garrett in the keynote today. We are super inspired by these opportunities to improve this EV experience. We are closely working with automakers and charging partners around the world. We launched early this year Mapbox for EV. It's a new platform, one platform that takes care of all needs for building a charging experience, navigation experience, and discovering stations. It helps accelerate electrification for everyone. How we do it is we embed very deeply inside the in-vehicle battery systems and capture the detailed state of the charging station network connected to the web. The experience is great for customers. Customers do not need to worry about which stations are reachable, which are available, which are compatible to the vehicles and your personal preferences. And sometimes users have their own subscriptions and discounts for certain kind of charging operators. We handle it all in the EV platform. And yes, you can display all of the stations on beautiful maps designed by Mapbox, which you all already love. Mapbox for EV also integrates vehicle battery systems to create a personalized range forecast. So imagine going on a trip which is on a higher hilly region, or it's a high traffic conditions in the middle of a very cold climate. The range estimations fluctuate, and knowing accurate range is critical for helping ease the range anxiety. We understand that. That's fundamental for us at Mapbox. Our algorithms not only take that data, but also account for when building an EV trip plan for the users. We take into account charger availability, network preferences, the live road conditions, including traffic and context like elevations. And we can build the entire EV trip plan with all the insights, all the information user wants, a developer wants to build an application in just one API call. And the experience doesn't end with just trip planning and navigation. We know once a driver reaches a charge point, the platform can guide you to select the right kind of a charging port. We all know, we all want to work with the fastest charging plug when you're there, and having 16 plugs in front of you, a mapping system can really help guide the user in the right direction. And we're also building systems to secure payments right from your application connected to the CPOs. Now, what does it mean for all of you joining here? So if you're interested in giving a test spin, the Mapbox for EV platform right away, go and visit the Mapbox for EV website. I'll link that in the chat shortly, and connect with sales to sign up for access. There are also playgrounds available to start playing the EV routing and checking and modeling different kind of scenarios for your vehicles or for your user behavior. And what specific APIs are live? We have 2 private previews running right now for all developers. One of them is Charge Finder API, recently launched a couple of months ago. This new API helps you discover nearby charging station, easily locate charging points across 70 plus countries. So we have a database of 750,000 stations globally. You can benefit from live availability data. You can choose preference for charging speeds, plug types, compatibility, everything is included. And second API is EV routing, which is our conventional product, which is directional API, which now also supports electric vehicles. So you can choose an option for your vehicle modality, EVs, and it can begin to offer precise range predictions for any EV type, incorporating different EV depletion curves, depending on the model, the speed, the elevation, and driver behavior. You can get all of this through Mapbox proprietary technology, which is offering charger recommendations, alternative EV routes, and low charge notifications. And essentially, the flexibility is to model any electric vehicles with this flexible API. Please check them out. With that, I'll pass it over to Ryan, and let's see what's happening in the planning world.
So when it comes to our second trend, planning, our customer Wolt is a fantastic example. Wolt's the leading European on-demand food and goods delivery service. Their global expansion requires a technology partner not only to support day-to-day operations like assigning drivers, but new market entry and planning for distribution and dispatch systems. In addition to using Mapbox in their apps for tracking orders, Wolt uses the Mapbox Matrix API to calculate a massive number of estimated arrival times to enable real-time network optimization that accounts for traffic and to fulfill their delivery time SLAs. Thanks to the most accurate ETAs in the industry, Wolt is minimizing the amount of slack required at pickup, making their operations more efficient and reducing late delivery refunds. And they can scale their matrix calculations across entire cities for multiple countries simultaneously and continuously. Our customers have been using Isochrones to determine the reach of their locations and plan delivery times. They've been correctly noted that the distances that they can reach in a certain time changes during the day during rush hours and other temporal factors. The addition of the depart at parameter in the Matrix and Isochrone APIs mean that users can take their analyses a step further by incorporating predicted traffic data for future dates. It uses Mapbox proprietary data on historic and typical traffic patterns and requires just a simple date time group in the query to enable. There we go. And to consider applications of the isochrones in another context, business intelligence and retail. Food and beverage company wanted to know the coverage or the reach of their retail endpoints down to the household level. Using just radiuses was not precise enough because straight line distance was often not the actual travel distance. Using isochrones, they were able to analyze by the actual time away their product to determine how many households were more than a certain time away from their products, improving their distribution planning. They're also able to quantify the distribution efficiency of their products to a household level. You can combine this with additional data, say Mapbox movement or traffic data and boundaries, like the image on the right, and to further amplify the value of having custom time travel polygons can provide. Now, for our third trend on customization, let's consider a use case closer to a B2C app in the travel agency. So over to you, Mike.
Thanks, Ryan. Customization of the navigation experience is certainly something that we think about a lot. I love to see examples like our customer Road Trippers, who's using Mapbox Navigation solutions to build a tailored experience. So Road Trippers serves the needs of travelers of all types, including travelers in larger vehicles like RVs, and they have special routing considerations. There's there's certain bridges that are lower and weight restrictions on certain roads. And they might be even carrying propane. So they really need a custom tailored route to be able to accommodate their users. And we really support that in a couple ways. First, I'll highlight the Directions APIs. These APIs can consider things like weight restrictions, residential and rural roads, custom rules for cities, being able to get custom ETA times. Previously combined requirements used to interface with the ability to generate complete routes. But now with the new route notifications feature in the Mapbox Directions API, developers have the flexibility to still complete route calculations, but alert drivers to restrictions or hazards instead of being blocked or rerouted unnecessarily. And the other key component here is the Navigation SDK. It's a great place to start with, with your navigation. Would be if you have a turn-by-turn directions use case and want to be able to leverage Mapbox's beautiful maps, then this is the perfect place to start. And really, kind of thinking about it from two lenses. For mobile app developers who need to provide their users with an integrated navigation experience inside their mobile app, like on-demand delivery or any mobility apps, automaker companion apps, and really anything that requires a fully integrated navigation experience. And the Navigation SDK for infotainment enables automakers to deliver a seamless and integrated navigation experience for their drivers. So this includes EV routing and vehicle sensor integration in the infotainment side. So on the Navigation SDK, it's continuing to evolve. We can integrate now optimization APIs for on-demand applications, infotainment-ready UI kits. A ton of new features are already available and coming in the imminent future. And for the next slide, I'm going to go into an example of ANWB, the Royal Dutch Touring Company. They have 5 million members that basically plan their navigations with their on-the-go app. This app is a travel companion for motorists and is packed with smart trip planning features like real-time traffic updates, locations for fuel and EV charging, and roadside assistance and parking. The Mapbox SDK powers both turn-by-turn directions and flexible free drive mode for drivers, really enhancing the value that ANWB can deliver for their customers through the app. And I think that covers what I wanted to share. I'm actually going to hand it over to Ilya, who's going to talk about MapGPT.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. So MapGPT. The next big trend in navigation that we're already building for is systems that actively learn using AI. Already our core navigation products have various aspects of machine learning and adaptive behavior built in, but with the expansion of consumer-facing AI technologies, there is a huge potential to improve the front-end navigation experience with AI as well. AI and specifically large language models provide exceptional user experience in natural conversation. When combined with Mapbox data and APIs, we can enrich the conversation with reliable location data and combine it with different services, including music streaming, restaurant reservation, web search, and others. So MapGPT, our new location-aware AI voice assistant service, is a good example of what's possible. It works in different areas, including navigation with live location data and managing vehicle parameters with voice control. MapGPT also makes it possible to build a truly unique infotainment experience. And also we have designed it to be fully customizable by a customer. It provides an ability to use third-party solutions for the voice generation and speech recognition, integration with vehicle systems, and ability to define custom voice actions and scenarios, as well as reactions for them. MapGPT is available both for vehicle head units and mobile applications, so you can use it everywhere to build a seamless user experience. You can connect with our team if you are interested in beta access. And with MapGPT, our customers now are available to build their own new generation voice assistant in an easy and convenient way. Next slide. Oh, sorry. Yep. So consider our customer NWB previously mentioned. NWB is one of our first partners getting ready to deploy MapGPT to their customers within their driver companion app. It goes to show how our customer can already see the potential of this new service to add high-value features that their customers will be excited about and help make their applications and services stand out. Thanks, Ryan. Oh God.
Double clicking on the thing. There we go. I knew something like this was eventually going to happen when you give me control of the PowerPoint. So, looking forward ahead into next year and beyond, our focus on customization options and support for large-scale planning continues. We're looking for ways to offer expanded flexibility within our routing engine so that customers can have the ability to train routing on very specific use cases and requirements. We're also building out our optimization API to use the Matrix API for fleets of vehicles. So routing for entire fleets can be optimized once using a large variety of parameters like vehicle capacity and capability, depart at and arrive by, loading policy, and others. This is going to reduce or even remove the need for geographic bounding of delivery areas and other workaround solutions that companies use currently, and equip even medium-sized businesses with an enterprise-level optimization service. And the third thing to keep watch on for is enhancements to our routable arrival points. We're implementing an algorithmic approach to identify optimized arrival points for POIs using machine learning. This is going to provide a more precise arrival location to bring drivers closer to the actual entrance limit address, which is especially critical in urban environments where there's a high risk of routing to a point that's down an alley or on the backside of a building. That concludes our presentation. We can't wait to see what you'd love to build, and we're going to have about 8 minutes to take some of your questions, which I think are already loaded up. So let me go and see if I can find them. There we go. So let's go back. Are you able to provide a turn-by-turn navigation on top of your own custom-styled map, or is it limited to a pre-built Mapbox styles? Angela, I believe you're probably the best person to answer this.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Ryan. The short answer is yes. You can definitely, we can definitely have turn-by-turn navigation on top of your map. That is one of the many ways in which you can customize Mapbox navigation. I think more will come probably in the next year, where not only you will be able to customize your map, but also you will be able to start customizing your navigation a lot more. But yes, for sure, we can navigate you on top of whatever map style that you have created. We've seen some customers do really interesting things with, you know, like highlighting the types of POIs that they're navigating to and things of that sort. So definitely doable.
Thanks, Angela. Joshua is asking about the data set available for countries such as Malaysia. If you may have seen me looking over on the side. Yesterday, we had 147,438 individual traces within Malaysia. We cover pretty much the entire globe with certain very small exceptions. But yes, implementing any of our products in Malaysia is definitely a possibility. Tyler is asking, do you have plans to offer transit-oriented navigation? Shrey, I think you might be the best person to answer this one.
Yeah, I think it's not just transit only. I'm very happy to see you ask this question, Tyler. What we hear from the entire developer community is how can we make our Mapbox routing, Mapbox navigation systems more tailored to our use cases, because we know every modality has different challenges. What we are building right now, this is right now under proof of concepts under Mapbox. We are building a way you can bring your own data inside the navigation system. So this is something we are very excited to roll out sometime in next year. And if you would love to participate in our private beta when we launch, we'd love to have your feedback there. Essentially, what we're trying to do is if you have certain preferences or which you would prefer your routes to be preferred towards, for example, if you want roadways, transit roadways, if you have a custom data set, you can bring it to Mapbox, not just for visual layers, but also to influence your routing behavior as well. And same thing also works both ways. If you have areas where you have unsafe regions, where you can do exclusions and you don't want to go in like school zones, or there are some restrictions in going in some tunnels or some bridge areas, specific areas which you think are not conducive for your travel. For example, if you are a micromobility kind of a navigation app builder, you don't want to go in hilly areas or not go into like busy areas, which is prone to not have a very great experience. Some of those glimpses of customizations are already available in Directions API through point exclusion. I recommend you guys check out the Mapbox documentations for Directions API. But yeah, it'll expand into more capabilities where you can bring a large chunk of your own custom data set to both influence routing behaviors. Hope that helps.
Cool. Thanks, Shrey. This one, I think, is going to be a question for Mike. Does Mapbox Navigation provide support for routing in vehicles using technologies like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto?
Yeah, so in the development kit, there is this UI kit that is available, and that does support some functionality in Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But really, I guess, remember that this is going to be embedded inside your app. So there would definitely need to be some work in order to make that happen.
Cool. Thanks, Mike. Ilya, you're probably the best for this. Can you tell us more about the reservations capability in MapGPT? Is that limited to certain platforms like OpenTable?
Yeah, we are considering different platforms here. It's not about the one particular platform. It's about the feature in voice conversation when you can have a reservation. The platform is the thing which can be different for different regions. So we are focusing more on how you do this with your voice, what's the scenario, how it works, and so on and so on. And also we are implementing different APIs from different platforms.
So Tim asks, where can we sign up for the Bring Your Own Data beta? Or since it's proof of concept, what's the keyword buzzwords we should keep an eye out for? I actually don't know who should answer this one.
Well, yes, this is right now under POC. It's active development. So what we can do, Tim, is we can invite you into some of those conversations we are building and have some early feedback from you and see how we are building this system. So we can give you early access when it becomes available. I believe we will have email address for you. If not, please reach out to Mapbox Sales and we can help you.
Yeah. And please keep checking on the Mapbox website. There are plenty. We do lots of blog entries. If you go into the documentation for any one of the products, if there is an open beta or a trial period or a new feature in it, there'll be a highlight block at the top, as well as some of the playgrounds that we're working on this. I have 2 personal betas going on right now. I believe Shrey has 1. We're very big into beta testing. We love having partners and we love seeing what you have to build with this. I believe that is all of the questions you have. I would remind you that please head to the lobby and we can go to the further breakout sessions. On behalf of all of us at Mapbox, this has been fun. We love seeing what you want to build and love hearing your comments and concerns, and are always here via either the best way to reach us is our Discord server, which you can find both on the Mapbox website, as well as we'll put it in the chat in the lobby. And we can't wait to see what you're going to build. Thanks, everyone.